Hi everyone, welcome to Tuesday Check-In. So this past Sunday we considered the story of Samuel's call from the book of 1 Samuel. And while the first half of the story is pretty well known and is very touching, the second half is less well known and it's a little more challenging. Because what happens is the innocent Samuel responds to God's call but receives a word of judgment upon his mentor Eli, who was good but was also in many ways ineffective, allowing strife and corruption to continue under his watch. And of course, both of these characters are parts of ourselves. We have the Samuel part as a part of us, faithful, open, curious, willing to hear from the Lord. And we also have the Eli part of us that is kind and caring, but also pretty happy with the status quo, or maybe unsure about how to change things. So today I thought we would do things a little differently, and we'll have sort of a reflective exercise partnered with a prayer. And so if you want to just pause and take a moment to get a pad and pen or anything that you can write with, go ahead and do that now. Otherwise, we're just going to start in with our first question for ourselves today based on this story. So let's get cozy with that Eli part of ourselves and ask, is there something that we know needs to be changed within ourselves or within our context, but we just haven't made any progress, that we just maybe still have some kind of unwillingness? So let's just write that down as we think about it, and then spend a moment and sit with what we've written. Let's just sit, settle, and sit with our challenge. Okay, so now that we've felt that fully, let's center in on the Samuel part of ourselves, right? Which is alert to God's voice. And in the Bible story, Samuel says, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." And so, in regard to what we've written down then, let's say in our hearts, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." And let's just take a moment to listen. And if you like, feel free to write down what you hear. Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. And so now let's return to the Eli part of ourselves, right? But center in the way that Eli in the story was ultimately trusting in God's action. He says, "He is the Lord, let him do what is good in his eyes." So let us center in trust in the Lord, and let's have a moment of prayer. Our loving and steadfast God, help us to move forward in the things we have written here this day. Where we are overwhelmed, anxious, confused, settle our hearts and give us one small thing to do, and then another, and then another. Let us always follow you, and let our Samuel hearts be open and curious to your leading. Amen. Let's just take a deep breath in and out together. Thank you, my friends, for joining us for these moments together as we do this hard work of being a person, listening to God and moving forward in our journeys. So I hope that this can serve as some inspiration or help for your week going forward. And just a note that we will not have Tuesday check-in for the next 2 weeks, but the following week after that, we will have a check-in, and then we'll be missing it again due to the annual convention of the Swedenborgian Church. So I will see you in a couple of weeks, and in that time, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.